So there have been some situations whereas some potential surrogates have wanted to become surrogates so bad and so fast they rush throughout the process without educating themselves well on what they will be facing throughout. And this is the reason why I make these videos too, so that you can feel secure and safe with the decision that you will be making. Mind you, every pregnancy comes with the pregnancy risks. Welcome to That's Just Tara. This is Melissa, Tara's mom, and you're going to be able to find this video in my playlist, IVF, Infertility, and Surrogacy. The link to that playlist can be found in the description below. Now, there are more videos coming, but I just really can't do all of them in the same day because I would be so tired. Plus, one day wouldn't be enough. So I will do them little by little. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me to the address that you see right here below. So you probably have seen in the news headlines like surrogate delivered baby and didn't get paid, or surrogate delivered twins and only got paid up to a certain point, and then after that she got nothing. In my opinion, sometimes those headlines are a little bit, not just a little bit, they're very misleading because that's not how surrogacy works. And also the chaos that comes with news like that can create insecurity and a feeling of doubt with potential surrogates. And that is so wrong. But I am here to clear that out. I want you to be educated in this subject. So don't go anywhere. Stay right here. When you are searching for an agency, you have to make sure and confirm with them that they hold the intended parent's funds in a third-party escrow. If you can, please write this down. You have to make sure and confirm with them that they hold those funds in a third-party escrow account. And it's not the agency that would hold it themselves. It is a whole separate group of lawyers that have that money in an account, and they have control over it, and they will go as your contract says. Now, if you ask an agency, do you have an in-house escrow or third-party escrow account? And they say nothing, or they try to beat around the bush, or they don't say anything about third-party escrow account, that is a red flag. You do not want to deal with that. I am a surrogacy counselor for integrative surrogacy. And integrative surrogacy always makes sure that they use a reputable third-party escrow company. And why is that? Because integrative surrogacy wants to make sure that there is full transparency, and they want to make sure that you have access online to everything that happens in that account. Why does a certain amount go away? What you do is you go into the ledger tab and you see all the transactions. And if there is anything questionable, then you question it. You will be able to see all the scheduled payments, the balance, and just everything there is to know about the account. So the agency makes sure that they go over the contract many times so that the IP is following the threshold limits. For example, if so many transactions have been made and so many reimbursements have been made already, and the balance falls below the threshold, then the agency will be prepared to make a claim in the courts. And to bring more security on your side, the agency is going to be prepared also to give you the portion that is owed to you while they process everything in court. Now, this is something that rarely happens. Why? Because you are protected by your contract. The contract will specify the minimum that there will be in that account. It will specify the threshold. You have to remember that there's two lawyers involved also when you do a contract. Never, ever try to go around the whole process by avoiding a contract. And my fear is that sometimes potential surrogates want to rush the process so bad that some parents convince them to do a journey independently. And sometimes they go without the contract. Sometimes they go without escrow. Sometimes they get offered to be paid separately through prepaid cards or anything. Yeah, that happens. This is one of the reasons why I don't believe in doing a journey independently, because nothing benefits you. You would be, in my opinion, playing with fire. Now, something very important to note. The threshold is going to be set up during the contracts phase. That means that an IP may offer you to have a threshold like $5,000, for example, $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000. Some surrogates want to feel more safe and say, well, I want to put it at 20,000 because what if something happens, right? And we need those funds right away, and we can't get them right away because the agency would have to reach out and it would take a little while. Those are some feelings of insecurity, but you decide between you and your lawyer and the intended parent and their fertility lawyer. There could be some negotiations, there could be a little bit of back and forth until an agreement is made. If you're interested in becoming a surrogate, I would love to support you through your application process. Just go to the website integrativesurrogacy.com, fill out your application, and on the spaces that ask you who you were referred by and how did you hear about us, make sure that you put my name, Melissa Lyman Grover, so that I can continue supporting you throughout this journey. That means that as of now, the agency owner would be coordinating, it would be making all the arrangements, and I will be here to answer you any general questions that you have. If you have any fears or if you need somebody to hear you out, I will be here. So integrative surrogacy has a payment schedule divided in 4 payments. This is what comes from the intended parent's side, their responsibility. During the first payment, the intended parent or intended parents are responsible to make a deposit, which includes agency fee, travel expenses, and screening costs. Number 2, during the draft of the legal contracts, the intended parents need to pay the full base compensation plus $15,000. This is for integrative surrogacy right now. This is our current policy, okay? So that means that the third party escrow company will be holding the full base compensation even before legal clearance takes place. That means before the medical cycle starts. That means before the embryo transfer takes place. That is going to offer you that feeling of security that you need as a surrogate. Before I continue, I want to remind you that these payments for your base compensation are divided by every month after the heartbeat confirmation. The heartbeat confirmation is the one that determines your first base compensation reimbursement. Depending on what your contract says, for example, if there is an early miscarriage, you won't be compensated fully for the whole entire journey. you will only get paid up to date, and the rest of it goes back to the intended parents. Now, according to your contracts, for example, some contracts will say the surrogate will be entitled to receive full base compensation, for example, at 36 weeks. This is an example. But this is if you delivered at 36 weeks. Now, if you delivered before that, then you would be entitled to the reimbursement only up to date. Remember that you are getting reimbursed for your time, for the discomfort, for the pain and suffering that you have gone through. You are not getting reimbursed for a baby. This is why this is not considered human trafficking. You are reimbursed for your time and the risks that you took as an angel. Number 3, during heartbeat confirmation, there is another revisited amount of funds that need to be deposited. However, most of the funds will have been put in the account already. So this is the moment where the owner of the agency reminds the intended parent or intended parents that they will periodically keep an eye on the escrow account. When it comes to the intended parents, any unused balance will not be an issue because anything left will be returned back to them, not by the agency, by the escrow company, which is controlled by lawyers. Number 4, 2 months before the expected delivery or before expected due date, all funds for beyond delivery must be in escrow. So this is something that the owner of the agency is going to be responsible for communicating to the intended parents. So far, if you have found this video valuable or helpful as well, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit more of how to get acquainted with the website for the escrow company. Once you get set up with escrow, you can ask the agency owner what would be the website that you would have to access. And sometimes you don't even have to, because all you would have to do is wait for an email. But if you don't get it, ask them like, hey, I haven't got yet the email that says the website and how to register for the website. Can you communicate to the escrow company that I didn't get it so that I can get acquainted with the website? And you'll be glad to do so. So what you do is just like any website, just like any other online registration, you set up your ID, your password. If your online account does not show all the details that you need to see, like for example, any scheduled payments or the area where it says a ledger that says all the payments that have, or the payment that has come out already, or the payments that have come in already, the deposits from the intended parents. If you don't see any of that, it could be a little glitch. Just let them know. I personally don't recommend to message them through the account online because sometimes they don't have, they leave those for the end. Find their email address and find their phone numbers. If you can't get it right away from the agency owner, just make a quick Google search on the escrow company and you'll see the email address there and you'll see the phone numbers. And usually, sometimes you can just email them and they'll email you on the same day, maybe the next day. Sometimes you text them and they can text you back in like a few hours. It really depends because there might be a few hours of difference depending on the location where you and the escrow company are. I have to let you go for now, just for now. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit me up right here. We will be there for you every step. Have an amazing day. Bye.